And now, introducing the 2019 National Superintendent of the Year, the Bibb County School District's very own Dr. Curtis Jones, Jr.
Well, good morning, everyone. It is great to be here with you. And I'll tell you, watching that video, that's the first time I've seen it. It just reminded me of how inspired I am because of the work that you did this past year. So thankful, so blessed, so blessed. That was good. So today I would like to take a little bit of time to share with you some thoughts that I have. So I'm going to share my screen. And I want to talk about this year, 2021-2022, being Tier 1 strong. From this slide, I think, especially for the new people, look at the line that says leadership, scholarship, citizenship. That's our value proposition. And what we tell individuals is that if you come to our school and stay with us, your child will leave us as a better leader, as a better scholar, and as a better citizen. Others may say that they have a better program that may get more kids into college. They may have a program to get more kids into athletics. But when you look at these three things that I think is important for us to continue to have a very productive country, students need to leave K-12 as better leaders, better scholars, and better citizens. That's what we add. That's the value. And I think we do that better than any private school, charter school, homeschool. And it's time that we tell people that this is what we do. This is the value that we add. Vanessa, it is not moving to the next slide. Oh, there we go. So here's what we believe. And I want you to look at our mission statement and our vision statement. And when we say vision, each student will demonstrate strength of character and will be college or career ready. I think it's important that on a daily basis, we remind our students of why we are here and what it is that we are doing. What I mean by that is students need to be told why we do what we do. Just as your child needs to know that you love them and you tell them that more and more, sometimes they have to hear it as well as see it. And so it's important our students are reminded on a daily basis that we want them to demonstrate strength of character and be college or career ready. In the same way, I think it's important for you, the staff, to recognize that we want to develop a highly trained staff and engaged community. And we're working hard to keep our community engaged. I think last year demonstrated that, but we also want to make sure you're highly trained. I think last year demonstrated that as well. And while we can say it and put it on a piece of paper, I think it's important that you see it as well. Because when students see what it is that we're trying to get to, and when you are able to be reminded on a daily basis of why we are doing the things we do, I think it helps us stay more truthful. I think it helps us stay on our path, our North Star. I also think that it's important that our values are communicated to our students. And what I mean by that is, we in the past have said these values just apply to us, the adults, but don't we want our students to be confident? Don't we want them to be loyal? Don't we want them to practice open communication? Don't we want them to practice defined autonomy by following the rules that you put in place? And don't we want them to be honorable? Teachers, school principals, I'm asking that now, at least once a day, we also share with our students and our faculties this slide. We need to be reminded of this on a daily basis. This slide is new. This slide is talking about how we hold ourselves accountable. You will notice that we have new non-negotiables, and I'll talk about them later. In the middle, you see the steps to accountability and principles. I'm going to ask that you cover this as you talk with your new teachers. how we tell them they have to see it, own it, solve it, do it. I'm going to ask that you remind our returning staff how we see it, own it, solve it, do it. And I will talk later about Tier 1 Strong and what this means and why we picked this up as our theme for the year. But right now, I want to focus on this results pyramid. When I left home this morning, my wife said to me, make it a great day or not. And my response is, the choice is yours. When I was a high school principal, I used to say that when I read the daily announcements. And it's true. And I want this to be a great day. But I recognize that this great day will start with me having great experiences throughout the day. And if I have enough great experiences for this day, it will be a great day. Those experiences will foster the beliefs that I have. Those beliefs will help lead to the actions that I will take, and those actions will get the results. And I believe if I have enough great experiences in one day, it's a great day. Enough great days will make a great week. A great week will make a great month, and a great month will make a great year. But having a great year starts with having a good experience now. And teachers, you create experiences for our students every day, multiple experiences. And as the leader of the classroom, I'm asking that we stay focused on what these experiences are and that we recognize the impact that we have in that regard. Creating great experiences will foster the beliefs that our students have about their abilities to be competent. It will help lead them to take more risk and more actions and to put themselves out there as they learn, and we will get better results. That's what we have to do. When we look at this slide, and this for the new people again is our strategic plan, Victory in Our Schools, and every day we are a victory in progress. But this overriding objective, a CCRPI of greater than 70, is what I want to focus on. I looked back yesterday at the CCRPI results that we had most recently. That was 2 years ago. And it was a 68.5. And so the challenge for every school is to take what your CCRPI was 2 years ago, the last time we got one, and add 2 points to it. That is your goal. If everybody does that, then we will be greater than 70 with our overriding objective of CCRPI of 70. Everybody needs to go up 2 points. Now, I know you're going to say there's some things in CCRPI you don't control, and that's true, but we can only worry about those things we can control. Content mastery, post-school readiness, graduation rates, post-secondary options, attendance, discipline, student performance, maintaining a safe learning environment so students, when they take the surveys, recognize that we are here for them. We can influence a lot. Our goal, our mission, is to grade CCRPI this year. It's not some illusionary thing. It's what we need to accomplish now. Let's make that happen. And it will happen in large parts because of our Board of Education. I want to publicly thank them for the support that they gave all of us this past year as we went through COVID-19, the support and confidence that they demonstrated in all of us as we took on that challenge. They allowed us to implement what we had to do in order to let students learn, but also to make sure we all stayed safe. They don't make a lot of money for this. They're doing this because of their volunteers. And if you've seen any of our board meetings recently, you know that they are not a rubber stamp. They are here because they care about our students and because they care about you. And so publicly, board members, thank you for the support you've been giving us, and we thank you for what you're going to do. So this past year, I believe, was a year of victory. A year of victory because of some of the things that we've talked about. But as I met with new teachers during the first day of new teacher orientation, I said to them, sometimes people say, why do you want to go to Bibb County? I mean, there are other counties that are nearby, they're better. Why do you want to go to Bibb? And that has continued my thinking about what makes a great school, what makes a great school system. Is it just test scores? And I think the answer to that is no. Just like I don't think a great person is just one thing. It's the summation of all the work that they do. So last year was a year of victory. And I'm going to share with you some of the reasons why I believe that is true. I was able to participate in the governor's panel to discuss safety measures because a year of victory last year was focused on safety. Our district met with other districts throughout the state and the nation to collaborate on improving and implementing safety protocols. We held listening sessions with you, our employees, as well as parents prior to the year start to remain transparent about the safety measures we were going to put in place. We distributed protective equipment and sanitation supplies on a monthly basis to schools. We gave face masks to each student and staff member. We implemented virtual instruction, social distancing measures, smaller classrooms, employee health accommodations, and additional cleaning protocols. And we did more. We developed contact tracing and reporting protocols that were supported by our school nurses. We were a victory last year because we made safety a reality and we kept people safe. Last year was a victory because of the technology moving to the forefront, where we implemented a one-to-one initiative for technology with all of our students. We delayed the start of school to allow for teachers to be trained in depth on the use of Canvas and other instructional tools. We successfully implemented Canvas. We implemented district-wide virtual instruction in the fall and the winter. We had asynchronous Wednesdays where students stayed home and worked, which allow for remediation, preparation, and professional development of staff. And then taking what we've learned, we expanded our VIP Academy. For those who may not know, last year we had a VIP Academy, which was a program where students took all their classes online. It was a limited number, less than 100. This year we are expanding that number to more than 500. And it will be based upon the lessons we learned from this past year. I'm very excited about the VIP Academy, and we are going to be able to see it continue to grow over time, I believe. But we can do this now better because of this past year's experience and lessons learned. And last year was a year in victory because of individuals like Dr. Tansy Kilcrease, who was the 2021 Women in School Leadership Award winner. Sponsored by Horace Mann and AASA, the School Superintendents Association, this award pays tribute to the talent, creativity, and vision of outstanding women. Tansy was an excellent example of that and has been asked to speak nationally about how women can lead school systems and move forward. Congratulations, Tansy. But she's not the only one. Dr. Janice Flowers was named the National After School Alliance Ambassador. Northeast coach Kevin Grooms was named the Class AA Athletic Director of the Year by the Georgia Athletic Directors Association. Dr. Cassandra Washington was named the Workforce Development Champion during the 2020 Chamber Awards. And the Human Resources Department earned a Platinum Award for recruitment efforts from the Georgia Association of School Personnel Administrators. Our Communications Department earned 7 awards from the Georgia School PR Association. And there were so many others. Recognitions not that we give to ourselves, but recognized by people outside of the school district, and in some cases outside of Macon Bibb, for the work that individuals are doing. Congratulations to all of them. But it's still not over. We have had employees recognized at national and state conferences and asked to be a part of conversations throughout the year. I was fortunate enough to be featured several times by the Wall Street Journal and interviewed by CNN's John King. At the bottom right, you see Steve Jones, who was at the National Title I Conference where he presented as well. And in the middle, unsung hero, Greg Hogan, part of technology. And I know some of you are going to say, man, this technology department has us locked down. We can't get to anything. But if you've been paying attention to the news, you know there's these organizations out there that are basically taking over school systems and websites and only returning control after they pay a ransom. Greg's been asked to speak nationally multiple times about how we are protecting our school system and our technology. Recognized nationally, he's done a great job with that and he's kept us safe. And we want to thank him and the rest of the technology department for allowing us to move forward with our one-to-one initiative in a safe way. Our students have demonstrated career readiness. That's why it was a year of victory. Westside High senior Dalen Lumney was named the state level college and career academy student of the year. The state college and career academy student of the year. Our CTAE department's graduation rate was greater than 97% for the class of 2020, which exceeded the CTAE rate as well as the district's rate. More than 300 students participated in dual enrollment, and 2 members of the class of 2020 signed employment offers following completion of their Purdue Farms partnership experience with Central Georgia Technical College. An excellent example of how you can work and go to school. And we signed a new memorandum of understanding with Coca-Cola and Central Georgia Technical College to expand pathways for our warehouse pathway. Again, students demonstrating they are career ready as well as college ready. And our facilities continue to improve. We renamed and opened a new John R. Lewis Elementary School. We opened a new Appling Middle School. We opened auditoriums at Rutland High and Westside High to create equitable access to performing arts centers throughout the district. Artificial turf and other improvements are ongoing at Thompson, and I can't wait for you to see the 500 spaces we now have for parking in the back, so we won't be all over the place. And summer renovations are continuing at Springdale, Taylor, and I can't see the other one now. I forget, there it is, and Skyview. Sorry, Vanessa, I took you off my screen. Okay, let's move. Okay, we'll do it this way. Okay, student success continued. Alexander 2 Math and Science Magnet School earned the Georgia STEM certification. Congratulations. Sonny Carter and Springdale Elementary Schools earned the Georgia Department of Education Distinguished Title I status. Burdell Hunt Magnet, Miller Middle Magnet, and Brookdale, now John R. Lewis, earned 2021 Georgia Department of Education Reward School recognition. Springdale joined Byrne, Burdell Hunt, and Sonny Carter as Leader in Me Lighthouse Schools. Central High, Howard High were honored as AP Access and Support Schools. Taylor Elementary was recognized for digital citizenship efforts, and Vineville Academy earned School Bell Awards for the 5th year in a row and wins again this summer. Springdale Elementary continued their streak with participation in National Junior Bader competitions. Great things are happening. We need to tell our story. And because those great things are happening, individuals are being recognized to represent our area. Tara Edwards, a parent at Miller Magnet, was named to State School Superintendent Richard Wood's Parent Advisory Council. And Bria Smith, a 4th grade teacher at Bruce Elementary, was named to Mr. Wood's Teacher Advisory, helping shape policy, but also providing input about what's happening here in Macon Bibb. Senator John Ossoff came to visit us at Heritage Elementary School and announced that we were getting over $100 million from the American Rescue Fund bill that was signed by Congress. He did that in April. He returned a month later and visited virtually with the 5th grade class at Heritage to be interviewed by them and to talk about his career path. First time a U.S. Senator has been to one of our schools. They don't come anywhere because they want to make sure they're not embarrassed. And we returned to graduation in person. 1,158 students graduated. We had 8 Reach Scholars and 8 Georgia Scholars. Let me talk a little bit about the Reach Scholars. Reach Scholars were students who were identified in 8th grade and told, if you maintain your grade average, if you maintain a good discipline record, when you graduate 4 years from now, you will have a scholarship to go to college. These students are first-year college-going members from their families, and we were able to fund that because of you. You reached for your jeans as a fundraiser, and we were able to take each one of these students and put into their account, if you will, $2,500. And the state matched that with $7,500 for a total of $10,000. Some of them are going to private colleges where they're actually going to get $20,000. In addition, these REACH scholars earned other scholarships that were worth more than $220,000. And the 8 Georgia scholars that we're talking about down here, that's the highest number of Georgia scholars we've had in the history of our school system. We've continued our partnerships, a victory through partnerships, where we have more than 200 community partners supporting our schools. We've partnered with the One Macon and the Greater Macon Works and the Chamber of Commerce and kicked off our idea that students will, when they graduate, will either be enrolled, enlisted, or employed. We hosted a virtual principal for a day and a business partner for a day experience through the BEP, our Business Education Partnership. And we joined with Adrian Health Navicent and the Georgia Department of Health for vaccination events. So, why was last year a year in victory? Because we remain focused on our why. Leadership, scholarship, and citizenship. You help make that happen. Our students and our parents help make that happen. Our custodians, secretaries, clerks, everyone was a part of that effort last year. We stayed focused and we made it work in a safe way. Thank you so very much. So let's turn our attention to the future. 2021, 2022. Going forward, this year's theme is Tier 1 Strong. And you may ask, why do we pick that? Well, as I was reflecting on what is it we can do that's going to do the most good for the most people, and as I was having a conversation with our new Assistant Superintendent for Teaching and Learning, Mr. Cleveland Johnson, we talked about the need to make sure that Tier 1 is as strong as possible, that we can get 80% of our students at Tier 1 to move forward, where 80% of the students are able to make sure their own grade level or above, where we're teaching and reinforcing positive academic and social behaviors, where we can consistently implement effective based strategies, and where we can collaborate to improve student outcomes. And as I thought about that, I realized you guys are working too hard. Because we don't have a strong Tier 1 and we have too many students in Tier 2 and Tier 3, you're working overtime. We need to strengthen Tier 1. That needs to be the focus this year. If we can get Tier 1 better, if we can all come together, all departments, all employees doing our part to academically and social behavior wise and help our students, Tier 1 will get better and we will get better outcomes, and it will be easier for all of us to get to a CCRPI greater than 70. Tier 1 Strong is the focus this year. I'm asking for your support in making that happen. Tier 1 Strong. You also notice that we have new non-negotiables to help us in this effort. You may ask, what happened to teacher keys and leader keys? I believe that they were non-negotiables and we have moved them to the point now where it's just a part of what we do. But MTSS, RTI, and PBIS continues to be something that we have to do intentionally. And I am asking for your support in making those two particular programs as strong as they can be. I want to learn from what we did this past year with our one-to-one initiative and the virtual learning. And let's make this idea of personalized learning the very best it can be. Let's improve on what we learned. Let's keep it moving forward. I'm tired of people telling me school looks today like it did 25, 30 years ago. It doesn't. And by personalizing the learning for our students and using the technology and equipment and tools that we have, we can show that. And each student will be able to reach their full potential. And the other non-negotiable is Leader in Me. If our value proposition is leadership, scholarship, citizenship, then in order to get leadership to everyone, everyone needs to be a leader. Leader in Me is the way we're doing that throughout our community. And so we're going to go ahead and make it a non-negotiable as well, because I just believe that leadership is the key. Students need to be able to lead themselves first and then lead others. I've already challenged you to create experiences because you're the leader of your classroom, your school, your department. MTSS, personalized learning, and Leader in Me are the non-negotiables. And when people are not doing their part, we need to be willing to say to them, it's time to step up. That goes back to steps to accountability. I want to talk a little bit about COVID-19 and safety. So the COVID-19 protocols are going to be fluid as we monitor the numbers in our community and as we continue to receive updated guidance from the Georgia Department of Education, the Georgia Department of Public Health, the CDC, and the North Central Health District. Wearing masks is highly encouraged. No masks are required outdoors, but masks are required on school buses. Last year, we had you take your temperature and we kept track of it. This year, temperature should be checked each day when you enter the building, but you're not going to be required to record it and turn it into us. But we're going to ask that you model this expectation for students and guests as well, so we can make sure we continue to have a safe learning environment. Class size is going to be back to normal as much as possible. Students should take precautionary measures, washing hands, wearing masks as recommended, and socially distancing 3 feet in the hallway, in classrooms as best we can. We're going to avoid large gatherings and stagger events using virtual and outdoor options when possible. I've talked to principals about when we have lunch, you don't necessarily have to have it all in the classrooms this year. You may be able to put 1/2 to 1/3 of your students in the cafeteria. I'm leaving that discretion up to schools, but I think we're not where we were last year, but we want to make sure that we continue to learn from last year and get better. And the district will remain transparent about all the cases of COVID that we identify in schools. Let me talk a little bit, though, about the decision that we have about masks being highly recommended. I've received some let's stops from people who say the numbers are going up. You had it required last year. Do you not care about us anymore? And so I want to share with you my current thinking about wearing masks. I don't think we are where we were last year. I do think it's important to wear a mask, but I think the best strategy for reducing COVID is getting a vaccine. And so I'm going to encourage all of us, if we can, to get a vaccine. I'm also going to say that wearing a mask, even when you've been vaccinated, is also a good idea. It's highly recommended. It's the best way to protect yourself. I know in elementary schools, students who are younger than 12 cannot get the vaccine, and so they should be wearing a mask. But I believe people respond better when they are doing what they know is in their interest as well. The way the current guidance reads is that in a school setting, close contact in schools is when a person has been within 6 feet of someone who is tested positive for 15 minutes over the last 24 hours. That could be 5 minutes in the morning, 5 minutes at lunchtime, 5 minutes after school, a total of 15 minutes in a 24 period of time. And not wearing a mask properly, which means over their nose and their mouth. We need to share that with parents. If parents want to be able to go to work and not have their children sent home because they were a close contact, it is in their interest for their children to wear a mask properly. Sometimes people just want to have fights. Sometimes they just want to find something to say, oh, Big Brother's telling us what to do. I think we have to tell our students and tell our parents, this is why you should wear a mask, because you don't want to be a close contact. And right now you can't get a vaccine. I also believe that the relationship that you, the teacher, have with your students and your class is much stronger than a relationship that I have with them. And while I can say it's going to be required that you wear a mask, the truth of the matter is the students are going to do what they see other students doing, and they're going to listen to you, their teacher. If we really believe that we want students to demonstrate strength of character, this is one of those opportunities for us to help them see that. And do we really want our students to grow up believing they always have to be told what to do? I don't think so. I think we want them to be able to think, to reason, and then make decisions about what it is they want to do. And whether it's a first grade child or a fifth grade child, when children tell parents, this is what I want to do, 9 times out of 10, parents support that unless they have something they think is going to be life-threatening if their child follows through. Let's demonstrate confidence in our children and in our parents. Last year, we created more communications with parents and we created better relationships. Let's build on that as well. Let's have an honest conversation with our parents and our students about why it's important to wear masks. That's why it's highly encouraged. But I also tell you that I have an experience where I have a family member who cannot get the vaccine. I have a coworker who I know cannot get the vaccine. And they're wearing masks because they want to make sure they protect themselves. We have to create a situation in our classrooms so that wearing a mask is okay. And that there's not a stigma attached to it when people can't. So wearing a mask is highly encouraged. Now, I'll tell you, one of the things that we will be doing is monitoring the situation locally. And if the numbers get up to a point where we see we have to do something different, I will get with the Board of Education, and I don't have a problem changing. That's why you can go back to this first line. The protocols will be fluid this year as we monitor the case count for our community and as we receive updates. And so this is how we're starting. I need your help in this. It's always better when people do things because they want to and they can see how we're in it together. And that was what we said a lot last year. We are in this together. I need your help with this. The other part I need your help with is this. It's important for our children to be in school in person. It's where they learn best. It's also important for us to contribute to the safety and wellness of those around us. That's why we are strongly encouraging students, staff, and parents to be vaccinated if they meet eligibility requirements. You see our partners over here on the right. I want to thank them for helping us set up the event so more people can get a vaccine. I've asked that we display inside schools the percentage of staff that have gotten the vaccine as a way of showing that we have an environment where people are willing to do that. Recently, we had our first VIP meeting with district leadership, and about 97% of us who were present for that meeting had received the vaccine. No problem, though, because those who can't, I think, felt supported. Some were wearing masks, some were not. I'll be honest, I put my mask on when I got too close to someone, if I felt the need. I still have my mask with me, and I'm going to encourage you to have yours with you. We have to take care of our loved ones at home as well. Let's support these vaccination efforts. All of that's to say this. We have duties, but what is a duty? It's a noun. It's a moral and legal obligation or responsibility. In some cases, it's a task or an action that's required. For example, the official duties that you may see in your job description or what you see in the contract that you signed when you work. But we all have duties. But duty is what one expects from others. It's what you expect from your coworkers. It's what you expect from your leadership. It's what parents expect from us. We should recognize that doing our duty happens, and that's when character counts. We have a duty to maintain a safe learning environment, to work with our students and our parents. We have a duty to make this the very best year it can be. And I've asked you to do some things in here as well as we move forward to make this year the very best year it can be. So, what is your duty? I want you to remember your why. Why you got into public education. Why you joined the Bibb County School District. why you are at the school where you are, teaching the subject you teach. Your duty is to remember who we are as a school district, our mission, our vision, our values. And I will tell you, your duty is to build relationships. Relationships with your students, relationships with your coworkers, relationships with your parents. If you do these three things, everything else that I've talked about up front will happen. I am confident of that, and I'm confident of you. So, this year, 2021, Tier 1 strong, let's stay on that theme. Let's stay in that zone. Let's stay focused on what it is we're going to accomplish. Let's stay focused on increasing CCRPI. Let's stay focused on being safe. Let's stay focused on creating better relationships. This year, let's stay. Let's stay. I want to thank you for allowing me to spend some time with you this morning, and I'm going to ask that now you stay tuned for the rest of the program.
Welcome Bibb County School District to the 2021-22 school year. I'm Dr. Eric Fuller, the 2021 Teacher of the Year. I'm so excited about the great work that you guys are going to do, that we're going to do, because we are Tier 1 strong. Let's recognize the latest group of Teachers of the Year.
Chantel Holston, Alexander II Magnet School. Jody Wakocha, Burned Elementary School. Kia Simmons, Bruce Elementary School. Lacey Barnes, Burdell Hunt Magnet Elementary School, finalist for Bibb County Teacher of the Year. Cherie Hyde, Sonny Carter Elementary School. Monica Harris, Matilda Hartley Elementary School. Michaela Reed, Hurd Elementary School. Antonio Riggins, Heritage Elementary School. Whitney Nunnally, Ingram Pie Elementary School. Keisha Green, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Elementary School. Brenda Hicks, McKibben Lane Elementary School. Mariah Puryear, John R. Lewis Elementary School. Shanita Bailey, Porter Elementary School. Brittany Cravey, Skyview Elementary School. Dwan Johnson, Southfield Elementary School. Cindy Quan Hong, Springdale Elementary School, finalist for Bibb County Teacher of the Year. Andrea Lewis, Rosa Taylor Elementary School. Demetria Buckner, Union Elementary School. Anita Myrick, Veterans Elementary School. Heather Benton, Vineville Academy of the Arts. Latita Robinson, Williams Elementary School. Cheryl Davis, Appling Middle School. Maurice Major, Ballard Hudson Middle School. Mitzi Heath, Howard Middle School. Elizabeth Finch, Miller Magnet Middle School. Patricia Woodward, Rutland Middle School. Shakita Stanley, Weaver Middle School. Maria Rodriguez, Central High School. Susan George, Howard High School. Latanya Clark, Northeast High School, finalist for Bibb County Teacher of the Year. Marissa Rondina, Rutland High School, finalist for Bibb County Teacher of the Year. Garnett Rashawn, Southwest High School. Evelyn Vicioso, Westside High School. Kirsten West, Elam Alexander Academy. Stuart Hardy, Hutchings College and Career Academy, finalist for Bibb County Teacher of the Year. Aaron Radney, Northwoods Academy. Leonard Riley, SOAR Academy. Counselor of the Year, Mashia Yarber, Burdell Hunt Magnet Elementary School. Media Specialist of the Year, Rebecca Irwin, Porter Elementary School. Congratulations to all of our Teachers of the Year.
At this time, I want to congratulate all of the Teachers of the Year. You were selected for this honor because of your dedication to our students and staff, and I know you will help set the tone and model what it means to be Tier 1 strong this school year. I'm excited to recognize each of you at our Teacher of the Year celebration on Tuesday, November 16th. And now it's time to name our 2022 Bibb County Teacher of the Year. This year we had 5 absolutely outstanding finalists for Teacher of the Year. And while you've heard them once, I just want to say them again. Thank you, Lacey Barnes, Burdell Hunt Magnet, Cindy Kwan Hung, Springdale Elementary, LaTanya Clark, Northeast High School, Marissa Ronda, Rutland High School, and Stuart Hardy, Hutchins College and Career Academy. And now, the first runner-up for Bibb County Teacher of the Year is congratulations, Lacey Barnes, Burdell Hunt Magnet School. And the 2022 Bibb County Teacher of the Year congratulations, LaTanya Clark, Northeast High School. Congratulations, you've been selected to represent our district at the state level. I know you will represent us well, and I will be out to visit you this morning. So now, as we close, I want to wish you all a wonderful school year. Let's make it a great one. Tier 1 strong, VIP, victory in progress. Thank you very much.
This spring, the first class of Bibb County School District Reach Scholars graduated from high school, and they're going to college, thanks in large part to your support. We're asking that you continue to support Reach Scholars, both those students that are already in our high schools and the newest class of Reach Scholars. More details will be coming soon, but don't forget, reach for your genes.